Hello and welcome to Hope Reactor. Today's story is about something extraordinary. A group of Japanese engineers and craftsmen who stunned NASA with precision so fine a single millimeter made the difference between failure and rewriting space history. At the heart of this story, the asteroid Itokawa, the hero Japan's space probe Hayabusa. Let's dive into how a small island nation shocked the world's most advanced space agency, not with size or power, but with precision, patience, and perfection in places no one even sees. Chapter 1. The space probe that surprised America. How is this even possible? That was the stunned reaction of NASA engineers in 2005, when Japan's Hayabusa successfully landed on asteroid Itokawa. At the time, even the U.S. hadn't accomplished such a mission, landing on a tiny, unstable celestial body, collecting material, and returning home. And Japan did it with a probe, much smaller and simpler than NASA's typical spacecraft. What shocked the world wasn't its size, speed, or funding. It was its unbelievable precision. Chapter 2. A culture that does not tolerate error. In space, a 1 millimeter deviation can result in hundreds of kilometers of missed trajectory. A single misalignment can lead to catastrophic failure. To succeed, everything must be exact, perfectly machined, assembled, timed. That level of perfection wasn't driven by cutting-edge automation or billion-dollar labs. It came from nameless Japanese craftsmen, most of them in small factories. Chapter 3. The factory that reached space. Some of Hayabusa's most critical components came not from major tech firms, but from modest metal workshops tucked away in local industrial parks. One such craftsman shared, "Even if no one sees this part, I still make it perfect. That's my job." This mindset perfection where no one is looking is what turned Japan's ordinary factories into something NASA couldn't replicate. Chapter 4. What NASA learned from Japan. NASA engineers weren't just impressed by the blueprints. They were stunned by the finish, by the beauty of every edge, the impossibly smooth fittings, the subtle hand-corrected adjustments. Even tolerances within specification were further fine-tuned by feel. One American engineer said, "This isn't engineering, this feels like a prayer." That comment captures the essence of Japanese monozukuri, the soul you pour into the unseen. Chapter 5. Why that precision was critical. Hayabusa's mission wasn't just landing on an asteroid. It had to gently touch down, scoop up fine particles, store them in a capsule, and return. There was no room for error. Itokawa had almost no gravity. A tiny miscalculation, and the probe would bounce off into space. So every nut, bolt, sensor, and support arm had to work in flawless harmony. And that harmony came from the hands of engineers no one knew. Chapter 6. The struggles of Hayabusa. The mission nearly failed multiple times. Hayabusa suffered from engine malfunctions, fuel leaks, and even complete communication loss. Yet it endured. It entered self-recovery mode. It came back online. It kept going. And in 2010, it returned to Earth. Inside the capsule, real particles from asteroid Itokawa. A first in human history. Chapter 7. What Hayabusa left behind. What made Hayabusa successful wasn't flashy innovation or massive funding. It was Japan's quiet obsession with doing things right, no matter how long it took. The feel of a tool, the intuition that something is off, the wisdom you can't put on a blueprint. Those human touches made history, and they proved Japanese precision works even in space. Chapter 8. The value of 1 millimeter in the age of AI. So what about now? In the era of AI and automation, do we still need this human touch? Absolutely. AI can optimize, simulate, and fabricate, but it cannot feel. It cannot sense the warmth of a machine, the sound of a faulty screw, or the tension in a frame. In fact, the more advanced machines become, the more valuable human instinct becomes in spotting the unseen. Chapter 9. Your 1 millimeter might change the world. 1 millimeter. A margin no one else would notice. But you did. That's not just engineering. That's character. That's culture. That's Japan. And maybe that's you too. In your work, your home, your everyday life. If you've ever thought, let's go one step further, that 1 millimeters of care may ripple farther than you can imagine. Closing words. If this story reminded you of the beauty in your own work, then Hayabusa's mission lives on. Here on Hope Reactor, we believe in shining a light on the unseen greatness in the world. especially the quiet brilliance of Japanese craftsmanship. Subscribe, like, and share if you believe in the power of 1 millimeter. And tell us in the comments, where in your life do you try to go the extra millimeter?